As I look back at my years of paranormal research, I have learned a lot along the way. I mean common sense things like the shows you see on TV, the tools used, are totally misused, and are simply used as props to try to convince other people that they, the actors, are leaders in their field and they know what they are doing. The fact is they don't know anything, or very little at best, and they are misleading you to get ratings. If the shows truly represented typical investigations, the show would be off of the air, because in reality, not much goes on during an investigation, and nobody would watch. There is very little critical thinking going on in paranormal research. Researchers simply believe what others tell them, and they accept it without giving it any thought on their part. I call them parazombies. Did you ever think of how a ghost box works? I have researched it extensively. If you took the time to understand how this works, you would see that all of the hypotheses associated with the ghost box are full of holes, to the point where it all becomes ludicrous. When you get a direct response using the ghost box, how can you be 100% sure it is not a radio station? After all, you did nothing to account for this variable, you just blindly believe it was a direct response. Just because you believe something doesn't make it so. Use your brain and think about things. I will never say this device can't communicate with a ghost or a spirit, but first you have to account for the variables. Another ridiculous trend is the paranormal research team and their me obsession, and their pathetic addiction to try to impress people on YouTube and on their web pages. For people like me and like-minded people, these attempts are actually showing how little they truly know about science, and how little effort goes into anything they do except to look like they know what they are doing in videos. They work their tails off on video editing. If you don't believe me, just ask a question or take a skeptical position on something they are doing. Usually when they can't defend their claim, they turn to personal attacks, or won't answer at all. I would have much respect for someone who at least makes an attempt to explain their position, even if I disagree with their hypothesis. At least they made an effort. And what is going on with all of these phone apps? They are all absolute junk. They can't possibly do anything they claim. Ask yourself this question. What technology or electronic components are in a cell phone that allows you to see a ghost? Nobody even knows what a ghost is, so how can you write software to detect a ghost when you have to have an understanding of what a ghost consists of in the first place? Just read the disclaimers for these apps, for entertainment only. Do you know why? Because they can't really do what they say, and they would get their asses sued, that's why. Thermal imagers. Anyone who uses a thermal imager to detect a ghost or spirit moving through the environment is completely off their rocker. A thermal imager cannot see the temperature of the air, ever. It sees and measures the infrared radiation emitted from surfaces and objects and then uses an algorithm to convert the information into a visual representation that we see on a video screen. It can, however, see the effects on surfaces from other heat or cold sources, like the cold windowsill from the draft coming in from a crack, or the reflection on the wall from someone walking by. I guarantee 90 to 95% of people in paranormal research have absolutely no idea how these tools work, and they don't want to know. They are frauds that just want to try to fool people, idiots that spent $1,500 on something that can't possibly do what they think it can. And all because they didn't take the time to research the tool, idiots. Ovilus, what the hell is this thing? A random word generator that spits words out of a preloaded word database. Yeah, a ghost selects words and has the device say it for them. And how the hell do they do this? Has anyone given this any thought? You don't know how to do this. How in the hell can a ghost do this? Idiots. They use their energy, right? What energy? Oh, an energy that science hasn't discovered yet. I see. You have all of the answers, but you can't explain any of them. This is the problem with paranormal research. You have all of the answers but can't explain any of them, nor have you even made the slightest attempt to do so. With the exception of a few, you are all frauds.